Welcome to Greeno's Family Garage, where great things happen, right? It's gonna be great! Isn't that what we say? Anyways, here's the deal. Today, we're gonna talk about, you've got that lug nut on your car, and it's either frozen, which you should use some penetrating oil on, or you've stripped it and it can't, or it won't come off. Well, I'm gonna show you one method, and I'm going to use a special socket. And this socket, on the inside, it looks like reverse pipe threads. I'm going to show you how to use this, and I'm using an impact wrench with it, but I'm going to show you how to use this and take those off pretty darn quick. So with that, you'll see the socket on the video. I got some close-ups, okay? Let's get to it. We're going to talk about a lug nut right now, a regular lug nut. And you can see there, you can see the wear on these edges. And sometimes these lug nuts get rounded off, or sometimes they get rusted on. In the case when you have lug nuts are rusted on, you want to try to use some penetrating oil. But in this case, let's just say this thing's torqued on there, so it's not going to come off with ease. So let's say it's on there and it's rusted on, or it's rounded off. These 6 points are rounded off. How are we going to get that off? Well, I'm going to show you. The method I want to show you today is simply a reverse thread. So you see the threads, like the pipe threads inside this socket? This can take off your lug nuts, okay? So I want to show you how to use a reverse thread socket. Specially made, this is a 13/16 reverse thread socket, specially made to take off that lug nut, okay? I've got the 13/16 reverse thread socket on my Milwaukee Impact. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push on it. I've got it on the lift. I'm just going to push, I'm pushing on it, and I'm just going to, look at that. Was that easy or what? Was that easy or what? That was very easy. And certainly, how am I going to get it off of there? Well, I don't like, there's a lower setting. There's a lower setting on this impact wrench. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this lug nut back on. I don't tighten lug nuts on with a impact wrench, but I'm just putting it back on. And I can get it back off. I'm just going to use a long socket, long ratchet here. I'm going to use a long ratchet, and I can just get this right off. Okay, it's already coming off, and it's not even tightened, so I'm not worried about the lug nut. It's not tightened. So there it comes off in reverse. Then all I do, it comes off in reverse. So if I'm putting it back on, certainly I'll take my putting it back on, I'll take my torque wrench there, and I'll torque it, there you go, to the right torque, and that lug nut is all set. Now that was pretty easy to get that off. I'm back. Taking those frozen lug nuts, or those lug nuts that are stripped, and getting them off. It isn't always easy. But boy, we use this socket, and there was a close-up before. We use this socket with the reverse pipe threads that you can see inside of it. And we used this, and we used a impact wrench, and you saw how easy it was to take that lug nut off. Certainly, you know, if you can see the threads through, you've got a lug nut that doesn't have an end on it, and you can spray some penetrating oil if it's frozen, if it's rusted. That's always a good thing. But this is great on taking those lug nuts off. So the other thing we did was we showed you how to get the lug nut out of this. And actually, to get the lug nut out of this, we didn't, in this case, use anything to punch it out because you've got threads on the inside, so we didn't punch it. What we did was we put it back on, we put the lug nut back on with this socket on, and we just turned it. I put it on a little bit with the impact, but not enough to tighten it over the torque specifications. We put this on, and then we used the long-handled ratchet. Now we're going in a clockwise motion because we're going reverse to take it off. And what we did was we took the socket off of the lug nut, and then we were able to tighten the lug nut because we could still, in this case, do that with a regular socket. And when I talk about regular sockets, the kind of sockets we use are sockets that protect the sides of the rims. You know, if you're a business and you've got customers, or even if you're working on your own vehicle or friends, you really don't want to ruin their lug nuts. And this has an insert on the inside to make sure it doesn't ruin the lug nut, and a coating on the outside. So, last but not least, torquing your lug nuts. You want to make sure you use a torque wrench. You know your specifications. You do it in a star pattern. Don't warp your rotors. Use a torque wrench. I'll have some information down below to where to get some of these tools. And I want to ask you two things. Number one, I want to say is thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Number two, I want to say please like and subscribe. That really helps us out on our videos, okay? And with that, I hope I've showed you something useful today. I think I have. And with that, it's court adjourned. Wait a minute. No, you say court adjourned and then you do the hammer, right? Okay, court adjourned. And that's it. Have a good day.